Hello, I'm Amanda Rueda. I am the Senior Product Manager at GitLab, working with the product planning group. Being a product manager myself, I understand firsthand how important it is to get the most out of our planning and delivery tools. I wanted to talk to you today to help you understand how you can get the most out of using GitLab. Currently, GitLab is designed to seamlessly integrate with your existing processes, but making the configuration choices that can optimize your product development journey is key. And what I want to do in this video is walk you through the best practices for using GitLab's planned feature set, including epics, issues, tasks, labels, milestones, iterations. So you'll have the knowledge that you need to make the most of your GitLab subscription. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so first I want to talk about epics. The top level epic represents a broad overarching goal or area of functionality that is sometimes referred to as a capability. It's not a detailed feature or a specific user story, but rather a larger strategic concept that encompasses several related features and user stories. Users with an ultimate subscription can create nested sub-epics beneath this overarching goal. Sub-epics are useful for breaking the larger capability down into features, which individually deliver value to users. Of course, our premium users can also use the top level epic to start at the feature level and have their issues beneath that. So diving into issues and tasks, within an epic, child issues serve as a detailed user story describing the required functionality from an end user perspective. These stories represent the specific needs and expectations of the user. When it comes to execution, issues can be further broken down into discrete development tasks. These tasks are the individual steps and technical assignments needed to fulfill a user story. When all of these tasks are completed and shipped together, they collectively satisfy that user story, ensuring the desired functionality is implemented successfully. Now, the complement on top of issues, tasks, and epics are labels. In GitLab, labels are a versatile tool for better organization and efficiency. They're more than just tags. They're the key to unlocking a number of possibilities in your workflow. Labels allow you to categorize and filter epics, issues, and tasks in various ways. You can use scope labels to refer to workflow states like ready for development. On the image that I'm showing you on my screen, I have a workflow label that says blocked. This makes it crystal clear where each task stands. But labels go beyond this. They can help align your work with broader themes or initiatives. Take a look again at the example on my screen. You can see that we're associating the driver expansion and the theme mindfulness to this work. You can easily track and share the impact your work has on drivers like adoption, expansion, and retention using labels the way that I have here. Imagine viewing a board organized by themes, instantly seeing the bigger picture of your project, or filtering your roadmap by that business driver to pinpoint which work is advancing your key objectives and sharing that out with your stakeholders. When it comes to execution, issues and tasks can be assigned these workflow labels, which will aid that workflow development stream. When it comes to epics, you want to use your labels to organize and categorize your planning features into these different types of categories. Okay, coming to milestones. So milestones and epics sometimes become interchanged with the way that users use them. And I really want to highlight that milestones have a very specific function. Milestones play a central role in the planning process, and they serve as time boxes for larger capabilities over an extended planning horizon, like a program increment or a release plan. They go beyond a simple container for work and are designed to represent specific and strategic time-based goals. These times should be fixed, and we shouldn't see those shift as the project grows or retracts. When assigning your issues to milestones, epics inherit the milestone start and end date from the delivery workstream. And this integration empowers a dynamic roadmap view, aligning your plan with your team's capabilities. We also have something called iterations. And iterations are also a time box for the workstream. However, iterations are really the heartbeat of the continuous development framework, offering a fixed time box development sprint that can span between 1 to 4 weeks. These iterations provide a dynamic rhythm to your workflow where an individual user story or issues are assigned to, and it ensures that progress is defined within well-structured development cycles. While milestones set that broader time-based goal for your overarching capabilities, iterations bring agility and focus to your day-to-day development efforts. By combining both milestones and iterations, you can create a powerful synergy. Milestones help you to plan those major achievements over longer horizons, while iterations ensure a steady and short cadence for efficient and focused development. Let's go ahead and explore how to make the most of these valuable planning tools with some practical examples. Here we are. I've opened up my demo account here and I am in an epic. This is not a top level epic. I can tell through the ancestors here. I'm 3 levels down. The top level epic or capability is personal wellness plans. It's a large offering that has multiple modules and things underneath it. And so when we dig down beneath that, we have a new product line, which is NutriWell, your personalized nutrition companion, which is the parent of the epic that I'm in right now. And so this particular epic is showing you the specific feature set of real-time nutrition recommendations, which rolls up to this new product line. And we can break this down even further into sub-epics, which are the actual tracking and analysis engine, and then some additional specific issues. We could have had more breakdown of this epic into sub-epics, but the other issues were small enough to just schedule as is, whereas this tracking and analysis engine is still much too big to create as an issue. So this was broken down, and it looks like we started with data ingestion and integration, and then we started to create issues from there. So we can see that we're already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down, which is very flexible, but can get complex. So you want to think about the framework that you're creating. And what's nice about epics is that the children beneath an epic do not have to come from the same org structure. They don't have to be from the same group structure that we're in. I'm in development web project, but there's also a development mobile project. And so there's going to be work that contributes to these initiatives from cross groups, and epics can be linked that way in a parent-child or a horizontal related relationship. And so what I see here is I have the nesting to the feature set of the data ingestion and integration, and then these are the issues to implement it. There's a design issue where the designer is working on creating what that user input form should look like. I can quickly see from here that it's assigned to a milestone. In this case, this coding is PI, program increment 7, with a weight of 3. I can see that there is work as well for development, which is still in planning stage here and blocked here. And I know that this is blocked because it's waiting for design. So we get a lot of information just from this view within the epic. We can turn off labels if those are too noisy for you, or we can turn them on. Something else I want to highlight is that epics can be related to one another in a related to a blocks or a blocked by fashion. And in this case, this particular epic is blocked by the nutrient tracking and analysis engine epic. This is that looks a little related. I probably should relate it to a different one, but you can see how this could help you to relate to other groups' work or other streams of work that become a dependency. Okay, so what else is important to show you? This is just another one of those epics. But so let's dive into how do these labels, how does the structure of epics and issues actually drive or power different workflows. So let's start by thinking about the high-level planning needs of the product manager or project manager. At this point, we're wanting to know, like, what do I have scheduled for this quarter? What features am I hoping to deliver? And maybe where are we on those features? So this is an epic board with lists by a label, and the label is scoped. And in the first half, I talked about different kinds of labels. Scope labels are really nice because you can only apply one of those to a particular record. So you couldn't have a Q1 and a Q2 on a single record when you're using scope labels. So I like those for when only a single label applies for that particular category. So in this case, I have a Epic board arranged by quarter. I don't have anything in Q4 because that's just too far away. I'm not thinking about themes just yet for that. So I have about 19 different features that I'm thinking about for the current quarter, 7 for the next, and 6 for thereafter. I have no weight on any of these because that's too far out. We haven't gotten to planning yet. But here in the current quarter, I already have 205 weight, right? And that's still many issues without weight. So we can see all of these do not have weight. I have weights here. And again, this is a demo account, so your actual results are going to vary. What I like about this view is things will, as they start going through the delivery process, you're going to start to get that percent complete here. So not only can I see my epics or my features by a certain categorization, in this case by quarter, but I can also see that percent complete, in this case 32%, right? I can also at a glance see if something is blocked. So we looked at that last example where I blocked an epic by another epic. You get a little signal that something is blocked. So if this was in your current quarter, it's definitely something you want to dig into. And when you're starting to roll up to the next quarter, it's something you want to make sure is resolved. All right, so still keeping that product manager hat on, another way I can look at my Epic data or my features is by theme. So if I create a scoped theme, these are, maybe they're groups within your organization. Our product teams here at GitLab are organized by different types, for lack of better word, themes. I'm product planning, right? In this demo example, I have themes of better health, habit formation, mindfulness, stress management. Maybe you're working with your product marketing team, and you're wanting to kind of hit home a theme to bring it to market a little bit stronger. So this allows you to see, well, how much of my work is divided into these themes. And you can further filter this by, if I want to see just for this quarter. Currently, I'm showing all quarters, right? But I could filter this down and I could say, well, actually, I only want it for Q2 or Q1, let's say just Q1, right? And then I can get a more granular view of just Q1 for these themes. And additionally, as a product manager or as a leader in the organization, maybe you have organizational initiatives, drivers, goals, OKRs, that you want to be able to demonstrate what work or what features are we tying back to each of those drivers, right? And in this case, I use adoption, expansion, and retention. And so at a glance, I could see what do we have scheduled. And again, I can filter this down just to this quarter. And so I can see the progress quickly. I could see if something's blocked, right? And I didn't show you this before while we were in the Epic. It was here, color, but you have the ability to kind of assign an attribute to epics as well that will be visible in different places. So you can see on the board here these little highlighted bursts of colors. So you could even have yet another coloring system that says, hey, anything that's, red is driving that super secret project that we have that we don't want to put a name on because it's not public yet. Or for any other reason that you want to color code your epic. So that is available. Now let's shift and put on our delivery hat, folks who care about how is delivery going. We can pull this down into an issue board from an Epic board. So let's go into the issue board. And what I'm looking at here is issues which are within the current milestone, and they are assigned to a workflow status. So I can see, where are we? Okay, we're 5 days into the actual sprint or milestone. Here I'm using milestone, but I could also use iteration. And I could say, I'm 5 days in, where am I? Oh, I still have something in validation. Why is it in this milestone? We should kick it out because it's not shovel ready. Same thing with design, right? Where are we with planning? Maybe I just need to dive in as an engineering manager and I need to help get some weights out or breakdown of these issues so that we can get them into ready for dev, right? And then we can see what's already started in dev. And then as the sprint or milestone progresses, how it goes through the entire flow. The nice thing about this is not only can you turn on and turn off the labels if you find that noisy, but the issue board also has a group by feature, which is by epics. So if you are a product manager or somebody who wants to see the work that's been scheduled and is in progress by epic, you can very easily turn that on and you could see, okay, well, where are we in each of these states? You know, maybe the user-friendly interface is really important to me, and I see that design is still, or I see that this is still sitting in design, or this particular epic is doing pretty good. We have planning and ready for dev. I wonder if that's going to make it this, this time around. We have another view here for the delivery stream, and that would be by assignee. So you could easily create these lists by assignee. So as an engineering manager, you can see how things are going. Maybe you're in a one-on-one and you want to bring it up and ask, what's the status of work? When you click any of these cards from within these views, you get a right sidebar here where you can update attributes. So for example, you're in this this call, you see that it's on track. You don't have to make any updates, but when you're in with this employee and you see it needs attention, they give you information. You guys come to a conclusion on how to resolve that. You can very easily change that to on track, or even set it to at risk if it turns out it's a blocker that can't be overcome. So this is a really nice tool, this when you're having your one-on-ones, whereas that workflow tool is a really nice one for, let's say, daily stand-up and everybody's just kind of going through the status of work. You can very easily create these issue boards by other things as well. So if you wanted to do like a long planning horizon, you want to see the actual granular issues, delivery issues, you could do by iteration. Let's say you want to do the next 6 iterations. So you could create lists by iteration, you could create lists by milestones, and then again, by any label that you've created. So I have labels for environments, I have labels for time, I have front end versus back end, themes, workflow, right? So these could be groups, teams, anything you can think of, you can create a label and then you can filter by it. Lastly, I want to show you how all of this, all of these things that I've been talking to you about can power a roadmap view. So in a roadmap view, what you're looking at here is really the status of your delivery plan, right? You've scheduled the features for when you think they're likely going to land at that high level milestone. I'm again in this demo account using program increments, so they're pretty long. But maybe you have shorter milestones, maybe you have 30-day milestones, right? So you're scheduling these things, and then as work gets broken down, they are getting actual iterations or updated milestones. And all of that information, the milestone assignment dates of the issues are rolling back up to the actual epic. So this is the epic. And I did not use fixed dates. Fixed dates would be the planning date. I think I want to do this Q1, right? I'm not doing that because I knew that I was going to break this thing down pretty quickly and get it into engineering quickly. So I left it to the inherited model, which means it's going to take the very first start date and the very last very last due date of the milestones associated with the child issues. So it goes through the entire hierarchy and finds those 2 dates, and that allows it to be plotted on the roadmap. And what's nice about this is not only do you have things like, the percent complete, you have the differentiation in colors, maybe this purple one represents, there's some AI features that I'm going to release here. I don't want to put a label on it because that's drawing too much attention, but I want my stakeholders to know, or my executives, that, hey, this is the one with the AI. You can drill down into that nested relationship to see, well, what is the status of the specific epics that roll up to this larger capability. And here I can see that this one is blocked, and that's probably why it's still at 0%. This one's at 32%. I can break it down more to see, well, what's making up that 32%, right? So the roadmap can become a really powerful tool to convey status of work in progress when you are using epics, issues, labels, milestones, and iterations the way that we've recommended here, right? So using the epic as kind of the larger capability and then feature, right? And then using those issues as the user stories, using the milestone as the longer time box, the longer time horizon that you want to, plan things for, and then using those iterations as the shorter dev cadences. When you use all these things in conjunction and then use your labels, you're able to then do things like, I'm going to meet with the head of adoption, so I can very easily say, hey, let me pull up how we're doing, what we're planning for adoption this quarter, right? And I can filter further on just the current quarter if this was showing more than the current quarter. I could do it by theme, I could do it by team, I could do it by whatever you've decided to use for your labels. So this was a bit of a longer video, but I hope that you got enough out of it to understand how we recommend using GitLab to optimize your plans. I really appreciate your time, and hit me up at Amanda Rueda on any GitLab issue or epic with questions.